Oh, howdy, everyone. There for a second, I thought it was going to be a little darker. The screen was going to be dark. Come on now. Uh, hey, I'm having trouble getting my things set up. There we go. Maybe. How you doing, Warren? I'm doing good. I guess right now it might just be me and you in here. Uh, Howdy, Papa. Man, it has messed around and got cold. I am not happy. Not happy at all. Now, look, I know I'm going to complain this summer because it'll be hot. Um, can I just get some good 65, 70-degree weather for a couple of months? It would be nice. Uh, got my bourbon warming up. I cracked the seal on this Woodford Reserve. It's down to 40, 45 or 46 here today. So let's see who else we got in here. So look and see. I'm showing 3 people. That just might be me and Papa and Warren. Yeah. Oh man. So I hope y'all have seen the little short. I've got the loft built. It ain't, I'll start. I got to put up a set of stairs, and then I'll start doing the inside of that room at some point. I can't. I don't really have the money to throw into it yet, especially if I want to put some money in a car. So you couldn't make it to work today. Back out again. See Dr. Wednesday. Going to try to get another epidural ASAP. I know how you feel. Mine has wore completely off. So sometimes I'm okay once I get warmed up a little bit after I've been moving around. But getting to that point is extremely painful. I get the nerve pain shooting down my legs every step I take, or God forbid I do a little trip or misstep. It can be very painful. So oh man, but yeah, I hope it goes well for you. I understand though. Yeah, just getting up in the morning can be kind of tough. How you doing, Rob? Good to have you back from Milwaukee. Then, uh, actually got a part in for the Fairlane today. Um, I bought I bought a bunch of stuff for a while back, and in that stuff, I bought the wrong rotor and cap, and I needed a male cap with male spark plug deals, but it gave me. But when you order the stuff, the only option you have is female, and somehow I got male spark plug wires, and they're all expensive. So, yeah. But I got me, and it's hard to order one. So, what I've got, you can order it for a International Scout. It's an AMC part number, but it's something that Ford used too. So it works, supposed to work great. But anyway, yeah. See, Rob, need a detox from cheese curds. I'd like to get back up to Wisconsin and get me some good cheese curds. I don't know the name of the big restaurant they have there, but it's like a cheese palace or something. And they've got it's a chain, and you go in there, and it's this huge inside restaurant. And I can't remember the premise, but you can get brats and cheese all day. I know you're going to know what I'm talking about, Rob. See, the one I stopped in was whatever the interstate that goes from Milwaukee down to Chicago. It was off of it while you're still in Wisconsin. Bad spasms all night and day. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Papa. I understand. I'm struggling today. I finished. So I got the decking on my loft last night. How you doing, Nate? I got the decking on my loft last night, and my son. I knew my son was coming over today, but I couldn't wait. I told myself I went out there and I did one piece of plywood, and I'm like, oh, I'll just do another. And by the time all is said and done, I got all 6 pieces on. And instead of waiting on my son, and it was they were heavy. They were roughly 3/4 inch pieces of a some type of OSB, but it's not the normal OSB that you've seen. This stuff looks tight, and it's heavy. But yeah. See, uploaded a video, timing of 4.6, almost overlooked something, but caught it. Now I'm checking to see if anyone will catch it. I had to go back and look. I've seen one of them where you were showing how loose it was on one side. And I watched part of another one, but I was probably doing 3 things at one time and didn't see it all. The giant quarry was crazy too. That's cool. I can't quite remember a quarry. I remember some huge quarry from somewhere southern Chicago. I can't remember one up there near Milwaukee though. Trying to get my bourbon a little warmer. Smells a little bit like chocolate. Oh, that's good. Thanks, Rob. So I have it. I don't know if I've put it in any of my shorts or the others, but what I've done is I anchored it with lag bolts to the building, and I anchored, and then I double boarded it on the 2 ends of the joists, and everything is solid. But with the weight I've got on it now, because I got about 2,500 pounds worth of wood up there, with the weight I got on it now, I can shake the loft, but it's shaking the building. The building is moving. And I noticed that the other night that I could move the building. So I don't know what else I'm going to have to do to stiffen everything up. But I guess it's so much weight up there. See. Thornton Quarry. Highway goes directly over. Wow, highway goes over it. That's crazy. Is it tunneled under the highway, or is there a bridge over it? I'm gonna have to look this up, guys. New window. Maps. Thornton Quarry. Thornton, Illinois. Turn on my. Okay, that's it. I've been over that, but I don't know if it was. Yeah, it was like that last time I seen it. But the first time I ever went over it, I was in a big truck, and that was around 1994 or 95. No, 96. Yeah, 1996 to 1998, somewhere in there. Yeah, there's reasons I've got it. So the first time I went over it, I don't think it was on the north side of the interstate. But it was real close, cut out real close to the interstate on the south side. But man, that thing is huge. But you never know. I don't. That was a very long time ago. I've slept since then. You was 3 in 96. Yeah, I don't think they'd have let you drive a big truck then. Chicago wasn't horrible to drive in. Most of the time, though, I delivered in the outskirts of Chicago. Rarely did I go downtown. But there is one time I went downtown, and it was picking up books. And I was taking them to a Books A Million warehouse down in Alabama. But the place where I had to go to, say it's like this, up against the road runs this way, and it's like this, and the road dead ends right here at the end of the building. And the building is out, it's all the way out to the road. And luckily the road is pretty wide. I don't understand why it was so wide there, but so you had to go in and you had to jackknife your truck around, start coming out, and then you had to back into that building. And if you've never backed into a building, it's just crazy. It's very hard to do. With a big truck, it's very hard to do because you're out in the bright sunlight. The building, no matter what they do, it's not as bright as the outside, and you can't see anything. And oh, by the way, you're backing into a building. So no matter how you're backing in there, you're blindsiding. You cannot see until you get to a certain point. You can't see behind you. You can only see your part of the trailer that hasn't went in the building yet. So you got to understand where everything's at. And this one was you pretty much got your truck 70% into the building before you hit the dock. So you had to be straight by the time you got about 50% in. So you could actually see the dock. That was crazy. It was a crazy load. I can still remember it pretty good too. It was weird. I can't remember what I delivered to Chicago, but I can almost bet, just almost, that it was Chinette paper plates, because I would pick them up in Albertville, Alabama. I think they were made there. Pretty sure they were being made there. And I would deliver them to Target. Was it Target? I think it was Target. Before Target became huge, I delivered them there. And that was a normal load for me, is delivering those paper plates. Let's see. Highway goes directly over it. It's crazy. I'm trying to read around my deal. Let me move this because I can't see it. That might be better anyway. Let's see. Have you barbecued anything tasty lately? No. The few days that it's been warm, I've been busy. So I might do something for Easter. I don't know. See, the O wouldn't have been noticed till it was too late if I didn't. I'll have to look at it. Let's see. I have to look at that video, Papa, again. See, I'm going to give an Amazon gift card to someone that catches it. Okay, that's cool. See, our event was right outside of it. We had to drive through downtown highway, 8 lanes of chaos. If you've never been where he's talking about on the turnpike, or it's not a turnpike, the toll road around Chicago, it's horrible. It's super expensive. You go through so many toll booths. It's ridiculous. And the roads are shit. I mean, shit. For what you pay, they should not be nowhere near. I mean, I almost ran off into a pothole in my motorcycle that would have totaled my bike. And I'm not kidding. Horrible potholes. It was just horrible. The experience. And what was the deal? I could only use one lane because I was paying cash. And that lane had a super big line. Everybody else was flying through. And that lane it was stupid. I think I almost got run over by a truck. And this was in, let's see. It's in 2017. That was my first trip to Sturgis. And on my way back, I went to the Harley Davidson Museum up in Milwaukee. And, I wish if the goal was to get home that day, if the goal wasn't to get home that day, plus I went through the museum, but if that wasn't the goal, then I would have went well around Chicago, not on the dang toll road. It's 294. I believe that's what I was saying. So here, what I'm drinking today. See, Woodford Reserve Double Oak. Smells pretty good. Got a hint of chocolate caramel in it. I usually don't do this, but I figured maybe y'all are interested. It's an expensive bottle for someone just to buy it because That's pretty good. There's a flavor I'm tasting. I can't nail it down, but it's pretty good. Let's see. Back in Milwaukee, that's awesome. Cool place, about 2 blocks from our convention. We ended up staying above a punk rock bar for cheap Airbnb earplugs. that would suck. Unless the music was good. Baird Center was where we were at. Okay, that's cool. But so anyone that's watched any of my videos so far, is anything you've seen on my loft build that you would do different? Is there something so far that I probably could have done better, you think? I mean, I've noticed some things. There's times, so I got a bit of a short-term memory deal. So let's say I'm climbing up to measure something. So I've got to get on a ladder to get up here to measure it. And then I got to clamp my measuring tape. And then I got to let it hang. And then go over here, move my ladder. Then go over here and measure again. By the time I get through measuring everything, get my tape measure back down, go write the measurement down. Sometimes I'd forgotten exactly what I measured. So instead of maybe outside to outside, maybe I measured inside of one board to the inside of the other board or something like that. And I had to remeasure stuff multiple times and still got stuff wrong. Like I was supposed to be connecting it to the outside, but instead I connect it to the inside or something like that. It's ridiculous. So that's how I made two of my mistakes. So drink a few more. Won't matter what it tastes. I mean, I kind of like the flavor, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. A little bit of safety railings and perhaps some wall mount pegboard storage. So I am going to put railings on. I'm just not there yet. It's not finished, but it's like this is how it's going to be for a little bit. And as far as wall storage, so the way I'm going to set it up, that corner, I'm going to put, I think I'm going to build two shelves all the way around. They're going to be up high enough to where I can have stuff under it because I'm going to have my knife sharpening stuff there. And I'm also going to have my reloading stuff there. So I'm going to have some type of bench and everything. So I may put some type of pegboard above my bench. I don't know yet. I don't even have a bench to put up there. So I'm not sure about that part. But and I will have more shelves up there because I'm going to store all of my parts and stuff up there. It's going to go up and be out of there. All my parts, all of my liquids, like my car wash stuff, just all that stuff. But debating moving my lure cave from the basement to the garage for air quality reasons. Yeah, I would too, especially if if it's moldy, mildewy, musty down there. I would. I wouldn't be able to do it though. The older I get, the worse allergies get, and I never had allergies until probably 10, 12 years ago was when I first started noticing allergies. But yeah, make the railing movable, makes it easier to get stuff up and down. I am. So there on the end, where I've got all that wood stacked right now that you can see, that end, I will have a piece of railing that swings in. I think it'll swing in. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that. I may make it to where I just slide it down in. But I'll create a space there because it's the only place I can bring my forklift in and it slide into the top. My forklift is just tall enough. Well, it extends to 8 foot tall. So I got this much room between my forks and the decking. So it's missing an old military style cot with retractable steps. So you can hide in the cave. Yeah. I mean, I'll get there eventually. When I get the rest of the loft done, the other side of the loft, I might even, if we get a new living room suite, I'll probably put my couch from in here up there, along with my old, component stereo system and all that. It'd make it hard to get drunk up there, make it hard to climb down the steps and get back in the house. Jeff practically lives in his. Yeah, I really don't want to live in there. I got a perfectly comfortable bed here in the house, but I do want it to be pretty nice. I mean, the upstairs. I want the garage to be nice, but I cut my hair earlier, so didn't cut this. Um, but yeah, but I'm looking for. You just don't understand. I'm super happy. I've got that part done. It's not done, but I'm glad I've got the storage part done. I've got it to where I can store stuff up there and get some stuff out of my floor. Um, I'm gonna move some stuff around a little bit, maybe swap some stuff, put some stuff up, take that big load of lumber down and put some stuff up there instead. I don't like that because that one bunch of 2x10s, they're 16 foot long, and then it's got 4x6, 8 foot longs on top of it. That's 2,000 pounds worth of wood. And plus the end is not supported. And I don't care, it's not going to fall, but it's bowing. And I don't want it to end up, I mean, like I said in the video, it's already, more crooked than a politician. I don't want it to get worse. And some of that stuff's crooked, bad. Any fun spring projects coming up? Started planting the gardens here. I have. I want a garden. I don't have time. I should plant a garden. I don't have time. I won't have time to take care of it. And so I don't know. I want to do that. I've got me a place for it. I don't know. The next project is I'm wiring my wife's she shed. So I just ordered, I thought I had the 14.2 Romex for it, but I don't. I've got some 12.2, which will be for all the outlets, but I'm not going to use 12.2 on lights. It's a waste of money to use 12.2 on lights. You don't need it unless they're super heavy duty, high wattage lights. It'd be stupid to use 12.2 on it. So I've got it. I got it ordered. Actually, me and the wife went and ate at Golden Corral earlier today. I ordered it before we left. I was hoping by the time we left Golden Corral, I could drop by Home Depot and pick it up. What do you know? They had my order ready for me by the time I got home. Like right as we're pulling into my drive, they said, your order's ready. So I'll be heading down there tomorrow. Already started some of my seedlings. That's cool. I need to at least plant some tomatoes and cucumbers. Me and the wife will use tomatoes and cucumbers, and maybe something else. I don't know. Something that ain't super hard to take care of. Maybe some potatoes. Maybe plant some taters. I don't know how hard taters are to take care of. I want to plant some asparagus too. I might be late on strawberries. If I'm gonna do strawberries, I probably got to get them in the ground right now. Throw together a 2 foot by 8 foot raised bed. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see if I can get some time this week. I'm gonna wire up my wife's she shed. Get stuff sort of done. I've got to drill a hole in the wall of the house, the garage in the house, and run wire out there. I don't know if I've got enough of so I'm reusing a piece of 6.3 And so right now that 6'3" goes from my fuse box, which is at the back of that garage, all the way to the front of the garage. And I think I'm about 2 foot short of how much I need, maybe a little more than that, of how much I need. And if it's not enough, man, that stuff's expensive. I mean, it's expensive. I've got another piece, but I don't know anyone here, electrician. You think if I don't know, put it in some type of sealed box, it would be okay to splice two pieces? Because it's going to be outside. It's going to be in conduit. But when I splice it, that splice, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I just don't like having splices in my stuff. I've got one in the garage, but the way I did it in the garage, I put it inside a junction box and sealed that up, and it's up in my attic. Uh, Run a trellis and you'll be set. That'll be a couple hours project. Onions, taters, cucumber. Happy tobacco is started. Happy tobacco? Are we talking? We talking about um yeah, the devil's lettuce, or is it just a type of tobacco? My gardens I go crazy with. I have 2 4x8 raised beds and 25 buckets, 3 blueberry bushes. Awesome. I do want to plant me some blueberry bushes. I want to plant me some blackberries, and I want to plant me some pecans. Um, I had bought me some blueberry and some blackberries, and I planted them at the house I owned in Tennessee. And no sooner had I got them in the ground than my dogs dug them up. I was so mad. I was so mad. And I had some anger issues at the time, and I whipped the dogs with the bushes. Yeah, I regretted it. I did. I shouldn't have did the puppies that way. They just did what they think they're doing. Uh, in a weather tight box. That's what I'm thinking, Papa. I'm going to. I got an uncle who's a retired electrician, like real electrician, licensed, honed his own business for quite some time, and then it was better for him to work for another big for a big industrial in an industrial plant than it was for him to own his own business. So he went to work for, I think at the time it was Amoco, and he was working in some big plant and making good money. I'm gonna call him up, and I ain't talked to him in a while anyway. See, yeah, weather tight boxes. They make ones for pools if you need utmost confidence. Yeah, I mean, the worst case scenario with it being outside will be that it trips the breaker. I think it would be worse if it was inside, like mine in the garage. Um, but yeah, see, 8 raised beds, 2 trellis, and a few low beds. That's cool. That's cool. I've got a piece of of my land out here, my little acre. But there's a piece that a one of the local contractors, he had some topsoil, and he asked me if I wanted it. I wanted any of it, and I loaded up 2 loads of it, took it to the house, and dumped it. The goal was to raise up the level of the back part of my property. And then after I dumped 2 loads, I realized how much it would take. It'd take about 30 loads to do what I want, and then I'll have a real hard to cut slope where my property would drop off to the next. So yeah. Oh, you're a forced retired electrician? Um, I don't. It sounds like it sucks, but it might not be bad. Was it because of your health or something else, Papa? Let's see. Let's go back. Rob, you laughing at the happy tobacco comment? Oh, I didn't know you broke your back. Man, that is rough, brother. That is rough. My back is pinched nerves. I've got some impingements and 3 or 4 discs that you know, aren't right anymore. That's in my back, and then my neck. I've got a few that are messed up. 6 years ago, damn. Uh, the wife texted me. Um, she's not feeling very well. Okay. I think she's getting sick. Her whole body's aching. So, uh, but 6 years ago, no. But she isn't happy. She isn't super happy with me that I haven't got to hers yet. And here's the thing: I did 90%, 95% or more of that loft, just me. And it has taken me a lot of hours to get to that point. If I just had a helper, I can almost guarantee it would have took me a quarter of the time. Because two things. One, even though I was hurting, I would have moved faster because I had the help. And two, the help would have, you know, it would have been awesome to have people help lift stuff, and I probably would have been hurting less afterwards. But I'm stubborn and I can't wait for help. I mean, last night after supper, okay, after supper, I go out there and put on all that decking when I knew my son was going to be here today at 10 o'clock. Why would I do that? It don't make sense, but that's once I get something in my head, I just got to do it. I can't. It's hard to not get it done. And I got so many other things waiting on me. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, after breaking my back, I went to shit. My garage is what got me back on my feet. That's why I decided to help the ones that deserve. That's awesome, Papa. Man, I hate it though. Um, I know, I know what I feel like. I know how much trouble I have getting around, and there will be times when you won't be able to tell it with me, and then there are times when I can't hide it. um, so, and I don't have a broke back. It's just some messed up, you know, some cartilage that is partly gone, and you know, some vertebrae that are not right. So, yeah. Tell my dad all the time he's next door practically and stubborn, does similar, never ask for help. With Anthony, my son, my youngest, he is super willing to help, but he works third shift, and to for him to help me, I need to start early in the morning, which I'm not a morning person at all. And plus, he's got to come after work, and that just and he lives 35 minutes away, and it just, I don't want to do him that way. You know, it just, I don't want to do him like that. And I love working with him. My youngest, he he's become a blessing. There was a time when we weren't doing so well, and I was very unhappy with the direction he was heading. But he's turned. He's learning a lot and maturing, and it happened. Feels like it happened overnight, and yeah, super happy. I got a good relationship with him. Yeah. Let's see. I think he was right. He'd find a way to move. He'd find a way to move a steel beam before he asked for help. I understand. It's you hear me. You hear me sending praises about my forklift, man. I am telling you, for $600, I that's it's it's a godsend. There's no way I could do the stuff that I'm doing without it. I could not have built that loft without that forklift or two people helping me. You know, just wouldn't have happened. Uh, you know, uh, and so if you've got a shop or a garage or whatever, and you can afford the space to have it, and you can find one, get it. And just look. All you got to do, I looked for months for a forklift that was what I needed. And I was looking for a regular one, but I kind of wanted something like what I got. And it popped up on Facebook Marketplace. I called the dude. I went over there. I didn't haggle on the price. I mean, and I hardly ever buy something off a marketplace without haggling on the price. But it was such a good price. There was no way, you know, I could feel right about myself trying to get him any lower. So, um, yeah, if you can find one, buy it. Buy it. Even if it needs a little work, mine needs a little work. It works. And when I bought it, it needed some work. It needed a battery. It needed the cables redone. It needed the switch rewired. Just a couple little things, but it was like quickly, and it was running. And I need to buy me a higher amp battery for it, uh, but because it struggled lifting that 2,000 pounds. Well, it's a 2,500 pound lift. So yeah. Let's see. Have had back issues for many years before that. I remember the day I hurt my back. It was 2007. I was in the military. If you don't pass your fitness test, they put you in what's called remedial PT. Well, I was I did my rotation instructing the remedial PT. And so what that would be is you would do your normal physical fitness in the morning, and then in the afternoon after work you had to do it again, and I would instruct that. Well, I was deadlifting. I was on my last set, on my last rep, and I let it down wrong, and I heard an audible pop in my back, and it was 2007. I'm sure it was around April. Pretty sure it was around April 2007 because I it couldn't have been March because I went to St. Paddy's Day in Dublin in Ireland. Um, but and that was it. I've had issues with it ever since, and it's just gotten steadily worse. Before it was just a pain, right? Let's see if you can, right here in my back. That's where it started, but now it's radiating down both legs. Um, yeah, we learn from our mistakes. Yeah, well, sometimes I don't learn from all mine. Most of them are desired to last through one heck of a battle and simple to maintain. Yep, they're awesome. The little forklifts are awesome. We avoid deadlifting for this reason. If you sneeze or twist wrong, it can be catastrophic. Yeah, you can build some good strength, but man, it's just so, it can be easy to mess something up. I mean, even people out there are people that do it professionally that just the wrong thing and they hurt themselves. Um, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. If I had it to do over again, I would not have hurt. I wouldn't have done it. I had some backaches and pains before that. Nothing like this. I guarantee you, I'd give up every bit of what the VA pays me for my back to not have this. Because there are times when I can't walk, or I struggle to walk, but because every step is just phew. And you talk about sneezing or coughing, the wrong sneeze or cough hurts bad. Uh, Somehow today I had a sneezing fit and it didn't hurt too bad, but I did a little chuckle while I was hugging the wife and we were saying something to each other, and it made me do a little. And that pressure with her hugging me caused my back to hurt. That's just goofy. Uh, ooh. Uh, but yeah. Um, I guess that's it. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I should be getting a decent video or two out this week. We'll see how the week goes. Nasty weather here. Louisville is about to be underwater. They closed some of the floodgates for the first time since like the late 90s, I think, like 97 or 98. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, for them to close a floodgate, it's pretty bad. And yeah, I'm lucky. I'm in a good spot where I don't really have to worry about flooding. I do have to worry about being able to get to other places though. Um, Somehow, some way, there's a little town I go through called Rineyville, and they got a real low area, and somehow that hasn't flooded. I don't know how. It's moving water through quick. But Elizabethtown has a bunch of roads shut off. Um, Battle Front Park or whatever it's called in Brandenburg, it's on the river. Um, but this is like Brandenburg's up on the hill, and then you got to go down pretty far to the river. It's flooded. It's got a lot of water in it. And one of my wife's cousins, it'll be a wonder if her apartment doesn't flood because she lives right there. So yeah, it's nasty. When I used to work in Louisville, when it would get like this, I had the site saved to where I would know if US 60 was closed through West Point because it's quick to flood right there. And it never closed while I was there, but there's a floodgate right after you get through West Point, or not long after you get through West Point, that they close off, you know. But anyway, what kind of tool sales? Before I cut this off, what kind of tool sales you talking about? The first thing I do every day is walk out in my garage, start my coffee pot in the house. Couldn't tell you what it looks like. Scooter I used to get around and after breaking my back and ankles next to my door to my garage. It reminds me where I once was. I understand. Any really just looking for deals. I understand. I'm kind of looking for deals. Warren's always looking for deals. He if you ever get a chance and he shows you his tool collection, it's significant. But y'all take care. It was great talking to y'all this evening. I really enjoy it. I didn't even tell y'all I went to Harbor Freight, got another free bucket today, but y'all take care. Have a great one. I'll see y'all next Sunday, and hopefully I have some decent videos up. Good night. Have a great week. Have a blessed week, and take care of each other.